What's going on, Falcon fans? You already know what time it is. You either get right or you get left, and you're getting right with the BirdCage halftime analysis. Hit that like and subscribe button on the way in. Let's go. BirdCage. Welcome back. Once again, this is the halftime analysis for the Birds and the Bucks tonight. Look, tonight is just one of these nights where the Falcons got to play against the refs, and they also got to play against a tough Tampa Bay team that's coming back off of injury. Right now, Kobe Bryant is getting baptized by fire at this point. That's pretty much what's happening. When you look at what's going on with the young fella at this point, it's just one of these things where Bryant's being baptized. Y'all got to give him some grace. I know everybody's like, oh, he's getting beat. You got to understand. Going up against veteran receivers tonight, and he's holding his own. He pretty much put Mike Evans on his ass tonight. So not going to get on to that. Defense is holding up as well as I thought it would, but this is a rivalry game. It's going to be close. Tonight is the Kyle Pitts game. Where the hell has this dude been all season? That's my question. When are we going to get this? But because it's pay year, we get this. We should have been getting this player all along. At this point, shout out to Larry Dixon of the Dixon Way. Dixon actually said it earlier in his pod, pretty much on his show. He said, he ain't paying Kyle. You still got to pay Drake. You still got to pay Bijan. It's a ton of stuff. So at this point, it's like, well, damn, where the hell have you been at this year? But congrats to him for getting that ball out of here. And for some reason, it's just certain players have big games against certain teams. Kyle Pitts is with the Tampa Bay Bucks. It's like he's got a special place for the Tampa Bay Bucks for some reason, but he forgets how to play football after they leave. Now, Kirk Cousins doing his thing today. Got over 150 yards today, throwing the football, 156 yards actually, throwing the football, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He has not been sacked today. So shout out to the offensive line for keeping him clean. He's been pressured, but he hasn't been sacked. They're working the hell out of Bijan, averaging 6 yards a carry, 10 carries for 63 yards today. Longest run is 13. Tough sled. Tough sled. Kyle Pitts is your weapon today. 6 receptions, 111 yards. Got to also give David Seals a little love because he's made some tough catches to convert today, and he's been doing his thing. Now, I'll say this. When you sit back and you look at what we have right now, we don't have a strong receiving core right now. Kurt is throwing the guys that are practice squad guys, and he's forcing it to Pitts, and they're finding ways to get Pitts open right now, which is why he's eating in this ball game, period. Now, I'll say this. When you look at the fact that we're hamstrung because Mooney really hadn't touched the ball too much today. You got Drake out. You really don't have a true slot at this point. But all I can say is this is one of the things. Shout out to the Grocery Raid. Thank y'all for coming through. Thank you. All I can say is at this point, when you look at Atlanta, this is a team full of talent, young talent. We need to build this. And at this point, not just build it, we need to make this thing just take off. You got to build your depth with your offensive line. You've got to build these things. You see the potential with this team. We shot ourselves in the foot. All I can say is at this point, shout out to the Grocery Raid. Everybody is in the building tonight. The Dixon Way Raid as well. I'll tell you this. The thing that's killing me right now, when you sit back and you look at it, it's the fact that we have all these weapons and we're unable to use them correctly. That's killing me. And then we shooting ourselves in the foot tonight. AJ Terrell, you're too much of a vet. You're too much of a seasoned vet to kill yourself with penalties tonight. Here's the other thing. The reason why we are killing ourselves and killing the momentum making dumb penalties. Dumb penalties. You're giving them a reason to throw the flags tonight. You got to stop doing that. You know what type of ball game it is. You know what kind of sledding we're doing right now at this point. Now, I'll say this. Now, we had some folks that in the chat that was saying, well, why don't we use Pitts at wide receiver? Because he's not an elite route runner. That's why. So all I'm saying is when I sit back and I pay attention to this ball club all the way around, we have a lot of talent. You're seeing flashes of it in this ball game. Yes, it's a rivalry game, but Tampa is also a talented team as well. Yes, it's a rival. We don't like them. They don't like us. But you have to give Baker Mayfield credit. He's been in a situation to where he's avoided a couple of sacks. Now, we've gotten sacks on him today. JPJ's got one. David Onyemata's got one. We've gotten in that backfield. We've disturbed that passing game. Now, the one thing I like to see us do a little bit better at is get downhill, get into that A gap, get into that B gap. We got to stop them from running up the middle. Bucky Irvin is still getting off on the ground. You're still seeing the fact that they are playing basic football with us, and it's just punching. They're just punching us in the throat. Now, we've neutralized some things. They've scored one touchdown. It's 13-14 right now. 2 field goals, 1 touchdown. Now, the touchdown that they scored on, Kobe Bryant got picked on that drive. You can't be mad at the kid, as I said before. Young cat, understanding and learning the game right now. This is what you call baptism by fire. You're either going to grow from it or you're going to shrink from it. Kobe, is your time. You've been waiting all year. You made a nice tackle, open field tackle on Mike tonight. But all I can say is at this point, no, JPJ does not have both of the sacks. David Onyemata was credited with that one sack that was in the middle. If you go back and look at the play, JPJ was actually held on that play. Now, getting back to it, all I can say is this. We have a lot of work to do in this second half. Offense is steady, but it needs to be better because there are many opportunities that we've missed open shots to be able to take downfield to hurt them. Darnell Mooney was a pass that Kirk pretty much killed some earthworms, as we would say, pretty much putting the ball in the dirt. Mooney was wide open where he could have caught a pass, probably would have gotten stopped, but you never know because maybe he makes that guy miss and he's walking in for a touchdown. There's a couple of opportunities where we should really, how can I put it? There's a couple of opportunities where we should really just put everything there. All I can say is we can put everything there. No, I got you on that, Craig. No problem. No problem. Again, when you looked at it, the refs blew it. And like I said, from the eye standard, Onyemata got the sack. But if they credited JPJ with that, hey, congrats to the Rook for getting another sack like that. So I'm okay with it. But what we're looking at right now is a team that's fighting like hell just for pride right now. And Kirk's been putting the ball on the money tonight. Kirk is still auditioning for other teams. Truthfully, I know a lot of people say they don't want him here next year, but here's my thing. You don't want to, we got to try to find somebody to replace him. But if you can't find somebody to replace him, here's the question. What are you going to do? You going to try to get Kirk out of the door when our franchise quarterback is still coming back off of a knee injury for next year? You're seeing that the offense is playing. We just got to get this O-line right. But as I said before, Kirk had a rough week last week. He didn't play well. I'm not going to sit there, Sunday, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And these guys are coming off of a short week, just like the Bucs are. And right now, we can play spoiler to a lot of things. We beat them. We put them further back behind because the Carolina Panthers have swept us this year. Again, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it being a spoiler at this point because New Orleans ain't going to go nowhere this year. Neither are we. And we got a chance to really just say, screw you, Tampa. Somebody else is going to get the division. It's, sit down. That's what you're going to do. Just sit down. Slap them one good time. But I look back at how this season has transpired, and I'm seeing little things. Penix is the man. Kyle Pitts has only got 3 touchdowns on the season. That's an underachieving number for a guy that is supposed to be a generational tight end. And that's not on him. That's not on him because that ball was not put on him a lot this year when we had Penix in. Now, Penix had some great throws that he did put on the rope to him too, but that has to come with time. He has to understand touch and different things of that sort. But when you have a veteran quarterback like Kirk that is putting Kyle in positions to use his talents, we're starting to see a little bit of what he was at University of Florida. Now, I don't know how much of a win is going to help Raheem Morris at this point because this is 2 straight years of losing and not going to the playoffs. Even if you beat a division rival, I don't think that this still saves your job. This was a year that you were supposed to do to get to the playoffs. No problem, Craig. And my thing is this. If you're going to make it to the playoffs in the postseason, you have to do the little things that are going to get you right. And it doesn't happen in the middle of the season. It happens in training camp. It happens during involuntary workouts. It happens during the offseason. Right now, the Falcons are just playing just for pride. And can we finish this season at least winning a couple of games? At least putting us in a position to win a couple of games. That's what I'm looking at. But right now, I'm enjoying the fact that we are winning. Can we finish this ball game? Because we've seen this story before. A couple of times this year. Can we finish this ball game? That's what I'm looking at. Can you finish the ball game? Because it doesn't matter how you start. What's going to be on that scoreboard when you have all zeros on the scoreboard in the time clock? What are you going to do? You going to have a W or you going to have an L? Simple as that. I think this team has the potential to be a playoff team eventually one day, but right now it's not that day. It hurts to say that, hurts to watch, and you know what? But I'm still gonna watch him because like I said, I'm about logo business, and when you talk about logo business, you got to do what's best for this team. So we just have to grit our teeth, continue to make a fuss about how this season has gone, because if you see this team reel off the rest of the season and win all the rest of these games, all I'm going to say is I got a problem. I got a problem with that because there were games that you should have won that you chose to give up the draws and become a piece of street booty. It's just what it is. Right now, we need you not to give up the draws and not to walk around the streets like a street walker or a street stalker, as you like to say, or some folks like to say, stalking cash. We don't need you doing that. Finish the game. Let's get to next week. Let's get back home and let's do what we need to do. Great first half. Finish. Continue to play competent football. Continue to get your playmakers the ball. Pitts is the hot hand right now. Feed Bijan. But feed Kyle Pitts right now. He's eating. You don't take away from the hot hand. And we've seen Zach Robinson do it too many times. Do not take the ball out of Kyle Pitts' hands. Not tonight. Because those DBs and linebackers don't want to tackle him. Let him eat. Let him have a career game tonight. Let it go. Let it go, and we'll sort it out tomorrow. But I want to thank you guys for tapping in with me with the halftime show. We're going to have the post-game show tomorrow night at 8 p.m. It's going to be a little late. I know a lot of people are like, you normally, yeah, but got an early day tomorrow, so I'm not able to hold it up tonight. But let's do this tomorrow, 8 p.m. live. We're going to have the Party Line or Benediction post-game show. So if we win tonight, we might have a little something special for the introduction tomorrow. So y'all enjoy the rest of the game. Hit that like and subscribe button on the way out. Thank you guys. The Grossi raid, thank you for coming through. The Dixon raid, thank you for coming through. And shout out to my man Pharaoh. Don't be too light-skinned all your life now. I know you sitting here hating on Raheem, and you was sticking up for him. Now you say you're done with him. It's all good, man. Hey, y'all check out my man Pharaoh, Damon, and those guys on We Talk Hawks TV for the Atlanta Hawks. And also, if you can't get the game on Amazon Prime, for those who are not subscribed, get YouTube. Tap into my man Larry Dixon for the Dixon Way, and he's going to get you your commentary for this game, and he's going to get you right. So enjoy the second half, folks. I love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Ghost.